And just like that, it is all over. We will never see, at least for the foreseeable future, we will never see boxing being broadcasted on ESPN, and Top Rank's deal with ESPN is officially over, and ESPN didn't want to renew their contract with Top Rank. Now, what does that tell you? First of all, if you actually think about it, that is a very, very sad thing to hear, and it's a very sad day for boxing fans around the world. I mean, were Top Rank the best when it comes to putting on the best versus the best? No, let's be honest. Were they, and are they still the best at building fighters up? Absolutely, no question in my mind. They're matchmakers. And their entire setup, I mean, the way they build young fighters, it is certainly the correct way to do so. But why didn't ESPN want to renew their contract with Top Rank? Well, for many reasons, but mainly is because Top Rank simply did not deliver. I mean, after 2021 or 2022, they haven't really given us any big fights, especially in the last 2 to 3 years. I mean, the last big fight I can remember that Top Rank were associated with was Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder, the trilogy. And also the second fight, because Tyson Fury signed to them after the first fight. He signed, I believe, a over $100 million deal. Shout out to the Gypsy King, one of the greatest to ever do it. But why couldn't they deliver? Many reasons, to be honest, but most, if you actually think about it, ego. I mean, ego when it comes to boxing promoters always gets in the way. And like, let's talk, for example, the last fight they were rumored to do, Xander Zayas versus Sebastian Fundora. The fight did not happen. Now, some people might blame PBC and Al Heyman, and some people might blame Top Rank, but the truth is, you gotta blame both sides. Because if one side truly wanted to make the fight happen at any cost, they would have made it happen. And even for the Shakur Stevenson situation, I mean, he was with Top Rank for the longest time, but they never really gave him that big fight. I mean, yes, they did give Devin Haney a big showdown versus George Kambosos, both fights. And the Lomachenko fight, maybe some might say that it was too late. But what have they given us? I mean, over the past couple of years, we saw the rise of Emiliano Vargas, the future of the sport. The man has been looking absolutely phenomenal. You have guys like Rohan Polanco. You have guys like Teofimo Lopez. I mean, look at Teofimo Lopez's level of opposition. Look at even Keyshawn Davis's level of opposition. It's been absolutely horrendous. And I believe that was a massive part of the problem. They didn't want to really risk putting their fighters in 50-50 fights. I mean, Teofimo's last fight on ESPN was against Steve Claggett. Who is Steve Claggett? I've never heard of the name Steve Claggett in my entire life. And I consider myself a true boxing fan. I've been watching combat sports for over a decade. And I've never heard of Steve Claggett. I've never heard of Artem Harutyunyan, the man who fought Shakur Stevenson in his final fight on ESPN. And let's even talk about Keyshawn Davis. I mean, who is he fighting? Who has he fought on his ESPN run? Who did Raymond Murataya fight on his ESPN run? I mean, probably the biggest name that they given him was Tevin Farmer. And if Tevin Farmer is the biggest name on your resume, I mean, that speaks volumes, you know. So, I mean, and actually, let me tell you why some might say that Top Rank actually deserved to lose their deal with ESPN. In my opinion, I have never seen more robberies in my life than on ESPN. I haven't seen as many robberies on PBC. I haven't seen as many robberies on The Zone when it comes to Matchroom cards, Golden Boy cards, PBC cards, whether they were on Fox, whether they're on Amazon Now. I mean, I'm just being honest. I have never ever seen more robberies in my entire life than on ESPN in Top Rank cards. Because let's be honest, all the young guys on Top Rank, they had shady decisions throughout their careers, and they always seem to get the nod. I mean, on Eddie Hearn's cards, on the other hand, you gotta give the man credit. Many of his prospects lose early on in their career. But on Top Rank, I mean, every and any name you can think of when it comes to fighters on the rise, most of them got decisions that they didn't really deserve. I mean, on Top Rank, you don't really get the decision as the B-side unless you knock someone out. That is the only way to get the victory. And that is a very unfortunate thing. And that shows you that they've stole countless dreams from these young modern day gladiators who are trying to make their dreams come true. And they always seem to get robbed on Top Rank. So that is my main issue and problem when it comes to Top Rank cards. I mean, yes, the production is pretty nice. It's pretty clean. The commentary, I love Tim Bradley. I've talked to Tim Bradley many times. I love Tim Bradley, despite what fellow fighters might have to say about him. That he hates on young fighters, this and that. I don't really believe so. I believe that Tim Bradley is a great human being, but sometimes he can be too honest. And not many young rising fighters love that. And even Hall of Fame fighters and trainers. And I get it. But I can't really blame Tim Bradley for doing his job. The man is literally doing his job. His job is to literally call it how he sees it. So, in all actuality, Top Rank probably do deserve what's happening to them, because now, let's be honest, what's next for Top Rank? We don't really know. There are no actual discussions on where they will go, because their final show, the Xander Zayas championship fight, just ended. And all the Top Rank fighters now don't have a single clue on what's next. Will they ever fight again with Top Rank? Will Top Rank release all their fighters? Do they have something in the works? We don't really know. But we haven't really heard anything, and that is a bad sign. Because we've seen for PBC, before they signed to Amazon, we heard that they were going to sign to Amazon for a long time before they actually announced it. But now it's been a few days that Top Rank's deal with ESPN finished, and no rumors, no nothing. So that is a very bad sign. But for the sake of boxing, let's hope that they can find a new broadcast who will give them a good budget for them to give us the best fights that they can possibly deliver. But it has definitely been an unfortunate situation that we will probably never see boxing on ESPN again.